Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the May 7th Select Board meeting for the town of Limington. We will begin the meeting at 7:01 and start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. All right, thank you very much. Okay, we will call for the approval of the meeting minutes for May 1st. May 1st? Oh, today's the 8th. So it was May 1st.
Yeah.
So last week was May 1st.
Yeah. I make a motion to accept the minutes.
I will second it.
Motion has been made and seconded for the approval of the meeting minutes. All in favor? Thank you. Approval for the warrants for week 19. Payroll warrant number 37 for $31,923. And appropriations warrant number 38, $72,408.96, for a total between warrants 37 and 38 for $104,331.96.
Make a motion to accept the payroll warrant 37, appropriation warrant 38 is read.
I will second that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Approved. We gonna go down through some of these, or are we just gonna let them?
No, I think we're gonna
Let
go
them
away
roll?
with them
Okay,
for the time being.
okay.
On to,
We have purchase order requests from various departments.
yeah, I'll roll with it. Fire and EMS, request to pay Boundtree EMS Supplies $804.93. A request to pay Admiral's Uniforms $283.41. A request to pay Bergeron Protective Clothing Service MSA Multimeter $783.45. A request to pay Positive Promo Globe Bracelets $295.95. A request to pay Maine Fire Chiefs Association, $240. A request to pay Fire Tech and Safety, Lion Boots, $1,941. And a request to pay Goodyear Tire for Engine 2's front tires, $1,450.59.
I'll make a motion to pay purchase orders for fire EMS.
I will second that. All in favor? Thank you.
Parks and Rec, a request to pay Extreme Screen and Sportswear for T-ball shirts, $1,185. A request to pay Extreme Screen and Sportswear for track shirts, $790. A request to pay Durfee Generators, the second payment of the generator, $4,900.50. And a request to pay Cardinal Electric for the Old Town Hall repairs, $1,250. And a request to pay Sleepers Market, key for ball field and concession stand, $55.66.
I'll make a motion to pay purchase orders for Parks and Rec.
I will second that request. All in favor? Thank you.
Public Works, a request to pay Southern Maine Truck for an inspection, $543.74. A request to pay Paul Morse reimbursement for boots, $144.99. A request to pay LP Murray for loam and reclaim, $1,748. And a request to pay Industrial Chem Labs for 50 pounds of sewer cleaner and TK10, $859.10.
I'll make a motion to pay purchase orders for Public Works.
I will second that. All in favor?
Municipal Complex, a request to pay Maine Local Government Human Resources for spring webinar, $55. Request to pay Amazon Maine State Flag, $28.98. And a request to pay Cody Woodcrafting, building entrance repairs, $675.
I'll make a motion to pay purchase orders for Municipal Complex.
I will second that. All in favor?
Library, request to pay Amazon for air purifier and filters, $114.97.
I'll make a motion to pay purchase orders for Library.
I will second that. All in favor? Select Board weekly activities.
Fire EMS report for week ending May 3rd, 2025. Number of calls for service this week were 15. That included 14 EMS calls and 1 fire call. Month to date, April, 60, May, 8. Year to date, 247. Schedule status, there was 1 vacant shift, but it was covered by a member running from home. No calls went to mutual aid. Trainings in-house, Wednesday night crews conducted the monthly extrication and small engine checks. Maintenance conducted. Equipment, all forestry hoses has been tested and inventoried for the year. Vehicles, engine 2 is still out of service due to check engine light from 3 codes. They're working to find some place local to have the truck serviced. The truck had new front tires installed on Wednesday, and they were informed that it was in alignment. Since then, I know the truck has been aligned, which is scheduled for let's see. There's been a schedule for Tuesday the 6th for engine 6. Engine 6 is out due to a problem with the hand throttle on the pump panel, and they have contacted Greenwood Emergency Vehicles for the part and is on order. Unit 11 is out of service due to excessive wear on the rear tires. It is scheduled for an alignment on Wednesday the 7th.
It was done yesterday,
Was done yesterday?
and it was corrected. Yeah, there was an issue with the rear suspension components.
All right.
It's been corrected, so.
Nice. Hourly breakdown, they spent a total of 447 hours in the fire EMS department. This April ended 39 calls behind April 2024. There were 8 calls the first 3 days of May, putting us 4 calls ahead of month to date over last May. Year to date, we are 10 calls behind last year. There were 3 requests for mutual aid assistance this week. 1 call to cover an EMS call in Cornish. 1 request for a paramedic intercept for Sockby Rescue. We didn't have anyone available for that call. And 1 call for an ambulance to respond to a fire in Waterboro. That's it for the fire department.
Thank you.
Do you want me to continue?
For Public
Yes.
Works, they've, trimming at Staples and Coffin Hill is almost done. If it doesn't rain tomorrow, they'll finish up. If it rains tomorrow, they'll finish up on Monday. They've been taking care of the beaver issues on Pine Hill Road. It's been plugging up the culvert, and it started to plug up the culvert. They've been building. They are working with the game warden and a training specialist that they've had some ideas to come up with to try to either remove or redirect or rehouse these beavers to try to fix the problem before it. If it continues, if we just let it go, it's gonna ruin the roads, and it's gonna be a burden to the taxpayers. So that's why we've had a inquiry this week about why we're removing the beaver dams, and that's exactly why, because without that, we're gonna have
They just get worse.
expensive problems, and if it starts undermining the roads, it'll be a big issue. So,
Okay.
yes, that's about it. That
Okay. Parks and Rec. So, current programs for Parks and Rec, before and after care program at HB Emory. Coffee social every Wednesday from 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at the Old Town Hall. Indoor pickleball Tuesday and Friday nights at HB Emory from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturdays 9 a.m. to noon. T-ball and coach pitch baseball, 29 children playing between 4 teams. Track and field, pre-K to 5th grade, includes 41 children playing. Rugby, K through high school, 10 children and growing. Pokemon Club, Monday afternoons at the Old Town Hall from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Intro to softball, 3rd to 5th grade, starting tonight at Blake Memorial. Open registration, register online at LimingtonRec.com. Summer Camp 2025 open to kindergarten through 8th grade. Registration for all 6 weeks open for Limington residents and non-residents, and individual weeks open as well. 6 weeks at camp, $900 for residents, $950 for non-residents. 6 weeks of camp with extended care, $1,100 for residents, $1,150 for non-residents. Community yard sale is Saturday, June 7th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Blake Memorial Field. It's $10 fee for a spot to sell if you register beforehand, $15 day of the event. The concession stand will be open for food beverage purchases. Proceeds support Limington Fire Rescue. Reserve your spot online at limingtonrec.com. They had a great turnout for the community meal this past Saturday. Many residents contributing really great stews, chowders, and chilies. He'd like to thank everyone that cooked, helped, prepped, and cleaned up, and everyone that helped serve. We had our best turnout yet for a community meal with 66 adults and many children attending. Special thanks to Addie and Becky for helping putting together the event. They're still looking for more beach staff to work in the entry booth and to take care of the beach front. Job descriptions and applications available on the website, limingtonrec.com. Momodeo Cleanup Day is being moved from Saturday, May 10th to Saturday, May 17th due to weather this weekend. Cleanup will start at 9 a.m. Volunteers that help for 3 hours will receive a free season beach pass. Please make sure to sign up so you get your pass. Again, it's moving from this Saturday to May 17th. The 4th of July is approaching. Fireworks will be the night of the 3rd. The parade will be right on the 4th at 10 a.m. So fireworks the 3rd of the night of the 3rd. Parade will be on the 4th at 10 a.m. They're planning to have activities and events at Blake Memorial after the parade. If you're interested in being in the parade or helping with events at the ball field after the parade, please reach out to Madison at m.moody@limingtonmaine.gov, and they will be posting more information in the coming weeks.
Excellent, thank you very much. Going on inside the office today while we were all there, we spoke on the phone with the Maine municipal consultant for the town manager, and going over the employment agreement. And so we have a pretty nice draft already, but we were going over the particulars and tweaking that a little bit. And Larry will be cleaning that up and sending that out to the candidate to see how he feels about that, and we'll be discussing that more. So see how that goes with what we are sending him. I'm sure that we'll be getting something back from him in the near future. So we're going to be opening bids tonight. And also, we need to announce the executive session that we're going to have next week. So pursuant to 1 MRSA 4056A, Personnel Matters, and 1 MRSA 4056E, consultation with legal counsel. So I will wait for a motion to have that executive session, go into that next week.
I'll make a motion.
I will second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to go into the executive session next week. All in favor? Thank you very much.
Do you have the bids? Did we get them?
Okay. He has the bids.
I have the bids.
Okay.
I think, we met, we met with Hughes this afternoon in reference to Coventry and the
Yes.
tree. We'll be working with them to rectify the situation. I think we've come to an agreement with them, and so we'll have it rectified here and probably in the near future.
Yep.
So
Awesome. Yes.
I'm just trying to think of what else came in. Spoke with the ACO.
Yeah, that's right. He was in.
ACO was in. He was on vacation, so really no updates on his part. Everything was well. No real issues
Yeah,
last
it's been
week.
pretty quiet.
He
Yeah.
said. Yeah,
Almost seemed to be something coming up this coming week, but I don't know. So it doesn't matter.
yeah. Yeah. I think-
Other than just some housekeeping things that we were taking care of. so.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I guess we can open these bids up
We
first
can open the bids, yep, and just
and get that,
think about them and talk about them.
right, get that out of the way.
Because they will need to, whoever is awarded the bid will need to be told that they need insurance.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah.
The
For
bids are
cleaning?
for
The
municipal
bids
cleaning.
for,
Cleaning the 3
Yeah.
municipal areas, this building, the old town hall, and the library.
okay, so I just read it, I guess?
Sure.
Okay. First one was presented from Sherry Mooney. Cleaning of the Limington Town Municipal Library and Old Town Hall. Dates of service, April 1st to September 30th. Town Municipal, $100 times 4. Library would be $75 times 2, and over Town Hall, $75 times 2. That'd be $700 a month. Dates of service, October 1st through March 31st. Town Municipal, $100 times 4. Library, 75 times 2. And Old Town Hall, 75 times 4. So they went to, Old Town Hall was more frequent in the winter.
Yes, yeah, all of that was
That would be
stipulated.
$150 a month, projected from them.
Okay.
And they have references available on request.
All right,
That's
Thank
the first one. Second. K and D Cleaners Proposal. Looks like they're out of Sebago. Property is prepared, this proposal is prepared by K and D Cleaners for the client, Town of Limington, on the 5th of May, 2025. Provider agrees to perform the following services. Figures are based off a 4-week month. 5-week months will incur an additional fee based on where Old Town Hall and library cleanings fall. April 1st to September 30th, $1,100 a month. Library every other week, Town Hall times 1, and Old Town Hall every other. October 1st to March 31st, $1,600 a month. Town Hall weekly, Old Town Hall weekly, library every other. Invoice provided monthly to client. Oh, and that was based off of, so cleaner agrees to perform duties above weekly and bi-weekly. Cleaning supplies will be provided by cleaner. Payments will be made via check monthly. Late fees apply after non-payment of 30 days, $50 fee, 60 days, $100. So yes,
okay.
those are the two to consider. So
Thank
we
you.
will review these a little more up close and personal. And probably have a decision next week.
Sounds good. Nothing else? We'll end with our announcements. The Select Board office hours are Thursdays 2 to 8 p.m. The on-air meeting time is Thursdays at 7 p.m. Transfer station hours are Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Wednesdays noon to 4. A transfer station sticker must be attached to your vehicle windshield for the disposal of all items. Transfer station stickers are available at the town office for $20. No sticker is required to use the swap shop. The transfer station does not accept brush, yard clippings, or hazardous waste. Riverside Recycling in Portland does take hazardous waste. General assistance applications, are available from the Select Board office during their normal business hours. Applications must be filled out and accompanied with supporting documentation and must be signed and returned to the GA Administrator or Town Clerk office. Planning Board meets at the Municipal Complex the first and third Monday evenings at 7 p.m. Yeah, just a side note, we did settle on new council for the municipality because old council was not doing municipal
Yeah.
work any longer. So that has been done. Oh, yes, we had the, thank you. We had the SAD 6 last week here present their budget after our regular meeting. And we want to make sure that we let everybody know that voting will take place next Thursday night at the high school, Bonnie Eagle High School. I think that's at
May
6
15th
PM?
at 6 PM.
6 PM, yep. So
Yep.
make sure that as many of you can go to vote on that budget that they are proposing. It's open to the public, so go and see for yourself if you
Yeah.
didn't watch the televised last week. This is a big chunk of our yearly budget, and so we are given the opportunity to have a say about it. It's a good time to voice your opinion on that budget.
And there's copies of the budget here.
Yes, there's plenty of copies right here in the town office. So walk in, ask for one, and
You shall
read it
receive.
for yourself. So I don't think we have any other select board business. So we will open it up to the public. Anyone that wants to speak, please do so. Come to the podium and state your name and your address, please.
Hi, Rick Staples, 14 Sleepy Hollow Lane. A quick question on the Beaver Dam on Pine Hill. Is the Beaver Dam in the right-of-way, or is it on private property?
That, I don't know. The dam section is, I would assume, I can't answer that. But with that being said, we are working with the game wardens to make sure, because at the end of the day, if it's going to undermine the road or create a problem, I know we've been doing it, removing this dam on a weekly basis, it seems like.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if, I can't really answer that.
Is the property owner involved, at least?
I don't know that either. So, but I mean, I don't think, I'm going to step
Where is
out on
this,
a limb.
where is this one?
We can't let,
Pine
even if it
Hill
was
Road.
privately
Pine Hill?
owned, I don't think we can let it go and unless the property owner is going to take it on himself to repair the road if there creates a problem.
All right.
You know, it's being led by the game warden as well, so I'm assuming jurisdiction there is probably not an issue at that point. But I know that the game warden, and when Junior came in today, he did state, they met with the game wardens this morning, and I didn't get her name, but they got there's a train, what do you call her? They're gonna, huh? No, it's they're gonna try a different avenue, I guess, with these beavers. I don't know if it's gonna try to, I really don't, I can't answer it. They're gonna work to try to come.
Historically, they're live trapped and relocated.
Yeah, this is not, they didn't mention trapping.
Yeah.
This is like a deterrent of some type, or she's the training coordinator with I think with the state of Maine with them. So I don't know the logistics. I was just briefly this afternoon saying they're in the works, and he'll know more next week. So,
Sure. You had mentioned on Coventry, you met with the landowners with a tree.
yep,
Scenario. What did the town agree to do for the land?
we are going to replace the tree.
I hope.
Yep.
Yep.
No, it's,
I
it's,
just-
I'll be the first to, at the end of the day, we went over there last week, the board. We measured, it's a 60-foot right-of-way. It was over 6 feet out of the right-of-way. So at the end of the day, it was, inaccurate. It shouldn't have been cut. And we're doing our diligence, and we're going to replace the tree for them.
Trying to make good.
Yeah, we have to. I mean, that's just how that works.
Sure. On same topic, I haven't heard much discussion, I've been watching meetings from home, on the Public Works Director position. Are you planning on filling that, or have you posted it?
It hasn't been posted yet. It will get posted as it's mandatory to do so. We're trying to come up with a Public Works Director job description. That's the big thing. The town, as most know, is, a lot of stuff is old. The job descriptions are old, and we need to update it because we don't want problems. So we need to come to the new age. We need to make sure everything is tight-knit and the way it should be, following a lot of rules and regulations nowadays. And that's been the biggest problem, is the meeting time for us. We're here on
Right.
2 to 6, and literally, we come through the door and we've had our head down trying to do I mean, there's just a lot of stuff.
I
It's,
appreciate it.
yeah, we're really going just as quickly as possible, but we're not gonna skimp on, we're not just gonna go, okay, we're gonna throw this through. That's just not, we need to do our diligence and make sure that going forward, that the description and everything, the layout is correct. And it goes as it should, and everything. So when we hire a new director, it's not, there's no, there's no hidden things, there's no, gray areas. It's a pretty straightforward design.
Yep.
So, and it's only better for not only the board, but for everybody involved, the people. And we're also working on the job descriptions for the rest of
Even the crew.
even the
yeah.
crew, because everything is just old, right down to, personnel policies, It just is a lot of old stuff, and the personnel policies was updated. They now have, they turned in the forms because you have to sign them. It's just, there's a lot of stuff that was laxed in previous
Sure.
boards that we're really trying to catch up on, so.
Sure. I appreciate the work that you all put into having to manage a department on your part-time schedule here. I get it.
Yeah, no, just keep an eye out, because once we get them done, we're gonna have to post them. We'll get them posted, because they're obviously the way we have to follow. I think it is, just with the whole procedure has to go out to, not bid, but go out for applicants and just like,
Publicly posted.
yeah, just like the bids here for the cleaning and that, so,
Great,
yep.
great, thank you.
Thank you.
On a side note, I did get an email from the salt. The salt has gone up considerably. It's, the two vendors, it looks like there was only 2 bids put in for the state of Maine. And, I think the lowest was $83.50 a ton. And then it was up to, then it was up to, 107 for treated,
Wow.
so.
Yep. Kate.
I'm glad I let you go first, because I think you asked one of my questions. Partly. So, Jason Smith, Morgan Lane. What is the current management structure of Public Works?
Current management structure. We have a
So it's the
we have a
board,
foreman.
and then we
Well,
have
yes,
a
the
temporary
board is-
foreman, and then there's 3 work and labor people.
Okay, so they have a foreman down there, and then you guys are kind of doing the overall management of it?
Yeah. Yeah. The select board is the road commissioner currently.
Okay. And then
Jason's the face.
No, Jason, don't want the.
Jason's the phone number, from what I've been
Yeah.
told.
He's the phone number. If we all get different phone calls, it's just gonna be a mess if we just let it go to one person and we decide as a board.
Yeah.
So I guess the other part of that question was like, what was the future management, but we haven't got there yet.
Correct.
is from what I heard. So my second question is the vote that you talked about for the school budget next week.
Thursday next week.
What is that for?
That's at the
Because isn't
school.
there a vote in June for the,
There is at the town. I mean, everybody votes.
This is for their proposed vote
This is for
at
their budget.
MSAT 6.
so this is voting, yes, send it to the towns and then get the towns?
Yes.
approved? So you actually have to
Yes.
vote to approve it
Because if they
twice.
don't, if there's overwhelming no's, then they're gonna have to go back to the drawing board and
Before
cut.
it even comes to the towns?
Correct.
So then what happens in June if the town votes no on it?
We can vote no, but if the other towns vote yes,
We still
it is
pay.
just like last year. You know what I mean?
It's a total,
Has it always been 2 votes like that? It just seems weird, but,
I don't
what do
know.
you mean, 2 votes?
because you're voting next week and then.
We've
you're
always
voting-
had, people have always had the chance to go to the school and have their say.
Yeah, it's like an
on the
open
budget.
forum next week. So
Oh,
if you,
so it's an, okay.
Yeah.
So it's more of a public hearing?
I would,
In that type,
yeah, I would say the way they explain it.
kind of leaning that way.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not on the board. I don't.
I've never gone to one of
No,
them.
because we're always
so-
here in office when it's,
So, but yes, it's public input time.
and this can explain it if you take one of each. And you can study it, sir.
Appreciate it.
And
But
and-
yes,
And I
if-
mean, if you would gladly go over there next week and
And
represent
report
us. Mr. Smith, it'd be amazing.
And it's next Thursday
Next Thursday,
At
the
6.
15th, at 6 PM.
at 6.
So you get there early for a good front row seat.
Thank you.
Have your voice heard? But yes, I mean, it's a simple majority rules vote between the 5 towns, Bry Island included. So two towns could vote no, and 2 larger towns could vote yes, and the budget still passes.
The understanding I took away from the big picture is the biggest amount of increase is insurance. They had a 12%
They had a large
increase across the
insurance.
board for their
Yeah.
insurances.
Follow-up question. The vote in June, you said, like, 2 towns could vote yes. Does the percentage, how does the vote, how's the electoral college in June, I guess?
There is no electoral college.
It's the
If
number of
Limington-
votes.
It's just a total number of
It's
votes.
just
Total.
majority vote?
Yep, majority
Okay.
votes.
So it
Yes.
isn't like split up, like if Limington voted no on it, it would be a percent, like, it all goes into the pool and?
It all goes in, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep, if 5,000 people total vote and 2,501 vote yes, it goes. Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know if anybody watched their presentation, you know, it was I mean,
It's, yeah.
it's like anyone trying to put a budget together. You need services, and you're trying to keep your costs low, and it's tough. So, everybody's trying to do their best, and
From what I saw, there wasn't any outrageous increases. You know, in fact, they cut 6
6
different
jobs
teacher
out, yeah.
positions, which were either retired out of, they didn't deplete and fire anybody,
they
but.
didn't let anybody
it's
go, it's
They
just
either
through
retired
attrition.
early, or they just retired out, and they elected not to replace those positions. I mean,
It was an interesting,
it was, yeah, they seemed to do a
presentation.
pretty good job at what they got to deal with, truthfully.
and, yeah, enrollment,
Yeah.
Is going
I mean,
down a little bit.
Enrollment's going
and
down.
that's why the teachers, they can, you know, as they retire or leave the district, they, you know, make their decisions based on that.
Yeah, they cut a maintenance job. There's, you know, they didn't hire a new guy at the bus garage, so they left I mean, it's just if,
4.38.
Yeah.
Leamington is still the highest percentage, Tim.
We're still, yeah.
hopefully that changes after this reeval.
Yeah, and that is based on the state evaluation. So, 4.35, not 4.38. That's a percentage increase this year,
Yeah,
just for Leamington.
Proposed.
yeah. Proposed, yeah, they
Yep.
haven't verified it. I don't know what the financial committee had a guesstimate on.
I don't remember. At town meeting, we were toying with like 5 or 7%.
I thought it
think
was
so.
higher.
I think we're still gonna be
Okay,
okay.
yeah. I
And
thought
then-
you guys were higher
I
than
thought,
that.
we were talking about it last week, and we
Yeah.
thought we were 5,
Yeah.
somewhere in that
So there
area.
shouldn't, based on all of that, there should not be an increase in
Taxes.
taxes,
If it stays, yeah.
aside from the reval stuff.
Correct.
I pray. Oh, I know. I know,
Yeah.
so.
Anyone else want to speak?
Anybody else want to speak?
Just open to town right now.
Yep.
Yes, it is, Tim, if you want to speak.
Yeah, sorry, I was late. I could wait till.
I could see you coming through the door. I'm like, the guy wants to talk. Please do.
Tim Bickford. Sorry, I missed I think there was discussion on road commissioner, so I'll leave that. I'll watch the tape, I guess.
You can ask again.
Yeah, it just,
Just where we stand with
it's in
that.
process. We're rewriting, like I was telling Rick and Jake, we're redoing the job descriptions in the layout of it is what we're doing. We want to make sure the job description for the public, the Public Works Director, before we put it out to accepting applications, we want it all rewritten, and this is the new.
Yep.
And same with the existing job descriptions down there. We're rewriting everything.
So we're covered now in-house, someone else is just taking that position.
Yeah, temporarily, we have an acting
Temporarily.
foreman, and yeah, we, as the board, are
And
dealing with it.
so there'll be a time, or you'll come up with a date for when the applications go through and so forth?
Yes, yeah, it'll be,
It's
we'll
2 or
have it
3
on
months,
public.
right, I assume?
It has to
Something
be in
like
the
that.
paper. There's a process.
Okay.
So,
That's one thing. The other is, there's been a lot of executive meetings with you guys, and it seems like there's a lot of legal issues in the town right now. And a lot of rumors, a lot of taxpayers are unsure what's happening. Is there anything you can address outside of,
no, we, due to
They're
confidentiality, we can't. I can say one.
winding down.
Yep. One of them's
Let's
been,
say that, they're winding down.
Yep,
one of them's dismissed. I can say that.
that's huge.
Yeah,
Yep,
one is
no,
nothing.
and we're
Yep.
working on the other ones right now, so it's looking chipper.
Yep.
So,
And that, again, will there be a presentation on will you be able to present something after you're done with the legal issues on this that you can't speak to?
I don't know that, but we can ask the attorneys if they say yes. The problem is
It's all personnel.
yeah, it's
I
all-
understand
So-
rumors are a horrible thing, and
Yeah.
it's,
I know. I
it'd
know.
be nice to see the town's position on this, for the taxpayers.
No,
Absolutely.
If it can be put
We can,
out somehow.
we'll break down the numbers and
Yeah.
be as clear as we can without saying anything.
Right.
When it comes, because like I said, a couple of them are winding down, one's gone, so they're not moving forward, that's all good news.
Okay.
I will say, kudos to our legal team, because even though it has taken time to do it, they've done it right.
all these
Okay.
executive sessions are for a reason.
They are for a very good
Due
reason.
process and just
I's are dotted, T's are crossed.
Yep.
And so Limington won't have future
Wow.
issues if, I know, hey, well, I'm
There's
just
no
saying.
guarantee.
No, I
Yeah,
know,
no,
I know.
exactly,
but
but-
Well, I mean,
that's
we-
why we're working so hard at it.
I don't know what we allow, or allot for legal services. I don't know if we.
Oh, we
do that.
increased this year.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We increased this year, knowing
Yep.
that this was on our
We have-
horizon.
Well, we
Yeah.
can speak. We have contracts through MMA. There are in legal insurance company, per se. We have a legal fee up front, which is generally a $25,000 retainer.
Yep.
From that, above and beyond that, then that's when the insurance kicks in and covers everything else.
Right.
So that's why at the beginning of the budgetary stuff, we increased it
We kinda
because
knew it was
we were
coming.
preempting what was coming. But so far, okay. Faring okay
Yeah.
at this point.
You know, like Dave said, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
So-
But we're hoping that this is,
No, I'm more a
Good
question
news
guy. If
for
I had
you.
solutions, I'd be retired, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Plus, you missed
Other-
where the legal team that we did have is now gone.
Yeah, we lost they
So,
got out of
We got a
municipality.
new legal team,
Oh.
So
Okay.
we, in the midst of all this, just signed with a new
lawyer.
lawyer, a firm, which were Bernstein Shore. We were with.
So we actually switched firms as well.
Yeah, because the
but-
firm that we had before, which was Jensen Baird, has gone out of
Municipality
municipality coverage. So, and it wasn't just us, Standish, I think Hollis, I mean, there's a lot of the surrounding
Hollis,
towns that had
Standish.
all
Many
the
towns
same.
had
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, so we're in a, and we had a month's notice.
Yeah.
They said, okay, we're done, and,
That's a tough transition, too. The other was, I mean, I was not, the school budget, I watched that, I thought it was awesome, and their numbers were right on what I've been doing for my projections. You know, unfortunately, the town is still 2.5 times that. So they were so, not embarrassed, but they were very well-spoken about, you know, how they had their expenses and so forth, and, you know, we still hit 11, almost 11% increase again this year. So I'm just revamping that, hoping that we can do whatever we can, so we're not hitting 10% every year. You know,
Right.
10 this year, 11 last year, 17 the year before. Those are huge numbers on town municipal spending. And as I've also stated, you know, we're above school budget, which we've never been until 2 years ago.
which was the increase in the tax issue.
The tax issue, right. And have you had any, I know we did it internal. Was there any legal issues on the tax increase where we did our own evaluation from the town and
Not that I
an
understand,
outside
no.
licensed person?
No,
Okay.
no, it just.
I think it just satified the state's
The state
requirement.
said you have to be within this amount.
Yep.
And
Percent.
And it
that's,
was legal the way we did it for the state? Okay.
was it morally correct? Absolutely not, but,
Yep.
We
and
don't-
as a taxpayer, I say, no, I don't like that way. I don't think it should have been done that way, but
Yeah.
here's me speaking freely.
No, I understand. We can't go backwards.
Yep. But the new reevaluation does start in July. So.
Yep.
They'll be out and about and hope wrapped up the beginning of '26.
Yeah, I mean, it'll hopefully put things back on an even playing field.
Exactly,
Again,
that's
it's
the
gonna
big
be,
thing.
We need this, taxes are that, you know, the
Yeah.
mill rate will adjust to make what we need. There was something else, but it's not on mine, so, thank you.
Thank
That-
you.
Yep.
Anybody else like to speak? No?
All right.
Jake, no more questions? You're looking like you have a question. No?
Hearing none and seeing none, we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that?
We're adjourned?
No, all
No.
in favor?
You seconded that. I didn't make the motion. I said I
he
would
did that,
entertain a
didn't he?
motion. So your little hand
Oh.
did that?
I did say,
Sorry, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you.
I will second.
All right.
I could've
Motion and a
sworn it.
second. All in favor?
Yeah.
Thank you. 7:44. Thank you very much, everyone.
You said